Maricopa City Council regular meeting to order on Tuesday, May 21st, 2013. We'd like to invite Rich Radford from the LDS Stake to come and give us an invocation, after which we will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by myself, and then we will have a moment of silence. Thank you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Father, we're grateful for this beautiful building in which our council has the opportunity to meet, in which the affairs of our school district are planned. And we pray tonight that the Holy Spirit might rest upon the city councilors, that as they weigh the difficult affairs of our city, that wisdom and good judgment will be with them. We're grateful for their service, all the many hours of sacrifice. We're grateful for the many hours and dedication of the staff of the city of Maricopa, how hard they work to make our community so beautiful. We express appreciation to the native peoples who took such faithful care of this land for so many years before we as neighbors were able to move in. And we pray especially, Father, that thy blessings might be upon the Ak-Chin people for their generous donation to our city and to our schools. We're especially mindful, Father, of the freedoms of our nation that are such a gift to us, under which we meet. And we pray for those who defend those freedoms in conflict throughout the world. We're grateful for our peaceful shores, the freedoms of speech and assembly, the right to bear arms, the freedom of religion, and all of those other freedoms that are guaranteed by the Constitution, and that this great republic may go forward, the freedom especially to vote, that the democracy might progress through the faithful voting of our citizens. And Father, again, we express all of our appreciation to all those who participate in this democratic process and for the freedoms that have been given to us. In the sacred name of thy beloved Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you'd remain standing, we're going to have a moment of silence for those that had to go through these tornadoes recently, and also some of our public safety officers in Phoenix who have recently passed in the line of duty. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Can we move to the roll call, please?
Here. Here. Here.
Here. Great. Item 3, proclamation, acknowledgements, and awards. In this time, we just wanted to have would Danielle Casey come up, please? We have a little certificate of appreciation for Danielle. As many of you know, Danielle has accepted a position to be the Economic Development Director in the city of Scottsdale. So we're very excited for her. We're very sad to lose her, but we wanted to give her this recognition. It says, Danielle Casey, in recognition of your years of service and dedication to the city of Maricopa, your commitment to excellence provided opportunity, growth, and sustainability while also ensuring Maricopa's legacy of a proud history and a prosperous future. And it's from all of us, City Council. So we really appreciate all you've done for us. So thank you very much. Take a picture of all that. Yeah, well. Thank you.
just to ask the mayor if I could say a couple words. You guys that know me know I like to get the last word, and this is my last opportunity. Anyway, I did prepare something because I did want to make a closing statement. It's been, and I had to write it down so I don't get too upset. I just did it. So over the past 8 years, it's been a distinct and humbling honor to have the opportunity to work with the community, the city council, this amazing staff to build a new city and serve the citizens of such a great place to live. I'm very proud of the accomplishments the city's made during my tenure. Gone from 12 to well over 200 employees. We've seen a full-service public safety, both departments grow and form and prosper. We've attracted healthcare, higher education facilities, established numerous guiding documents and strategic plans, and all the construction of capital projects that's going to enhance the lives of the citizens for decades to come. And I'm equally grateful for the opportunity to have been just a small part of the transformation. And none of these achievements, obviously, would have been possible without the collective dedication and leadership of the council, the exceptional talent of the city management and staff, and the volunteerism and involvement of countless community members. I wish I could name them all, and I probably could name most of them because I know them pretty well. So while leaving the city is one of the hardest decisions I've made in my career, I do so knowing that the organization is in exceptional hands and will be achieving great things in the days, months, and years to come. And I hope to make you as proud of me as I pursue new opportunities as I know I will be of the community as it continues to evolve. Maricopa will be forever in my heart, and I wish Mayor, Council, and City Management and staff continued success and prosperity. Thank you and the entire community for the support and courtesy that I've had throughout the time here. It's been a genuine honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Councilwoman Gussie.
A couple of years ago, I became the commander of the American Legion Post, and I'm not certain if you're familiar with these challenge coins. These challenge coins are given to by the commander for certain dignitaries as they come into town and so forth. I've only had the pleasure of handing one of these out. So tonight, as my special dignitary, I'd like to hand this over to you. Don't do that. Come on up here. Now, there's a special way where you present these challenge coins. There's also a drinking game. So I want this to you.
Thank you. I'm sure we will hear more from City Manager here shortly. At this time, that concludes item 3. Item 4, number 4, the report from the mayor. A couple of things here. First off, I wanted to read something to you. It says, as elected officials, we are given the opportunity to create a vision for our community and the organization we are selected to serve. We're also here to provide comfort and solace not only to our community, but to our sister communities as well. It is with that solemn responsibility in our hearts that I ask us to take a moment of silence, which we already did earlier, to remember the 2 Phoenix fallen public safety professionals. It was police officer Darrell Rates and firefighter Bradley Harper, who on May 19th gave the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of the public they so proudly served. I'd also like to just, again, hammer one more time the fact that I believe that we have a sister city, Moore, Oklahoma, and to the residents there who are enduring the unimaginable devastation of the tornadoes. I've discussed this with my wife, and I just can't imagine having to go through something like that. So with that, I hope we'll each keep them in our thoughts and our prayers, and certainly do whatever we can here so far away to remember each of them and help in whatever way we possibly can. So I also wanted to give a brief update on the returning conference that I just came back from. I just came back from ICSC, which is the International Shopping Center Conference, and I just want to let you know, we do these twice a year, one in San Diego, one in Vegas, and the one we just got back from was the one in Vegas. And although it sounds like a lot of fun, just so you know, I was talking with Danielle and Councilmember Farrell, who have been vigilant enemies of this conference, going at it, head to head with them year after year. And Danielle was saying it's somewhere in the neighborhood of a million square feet of marketing space that these people come from all over the world. There's approximately 50,000 people that come. And in that time frame, what our job is as a city is to really go to them and to knock on their door and set appointments with them. And so from about 8 in the morning until 7 or 8 at night, and then we have usually a reception or two afterwards where we meet additional people. We're meeting developers and agents of different stores and retail outlets and things of that nature, Home Depots and Wendy's restaurants and all the different things you can possibly imagine to help further the economic development of the city. Just so you know, Councilmember Brown is excused because that's where he still is. I flew back this morning. He's still there being a trooper yesterday, today, and tomorrow, meeting with these people, and I think we have some 20 appointments a day, and it makes for a lot of people that we meet with, but at the same time, it just we get a lot of comments, and a lot of people say we're very impressed with your city being not of 100,000 or 500,000 people or 1 million people to come here and to do this and to meet with us, because it allows us to talk about our story and our terms and the excitement that we have here as we grow. So it's a really neat experience, and I just wanted to let you know that's something that Councilmember Brown is doing currently, and I just got back from. So it's a really neat experience. With that here, I'm going to move into the report from the city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Making sure this thing is on. I want to join the council and the citizens who are present, and on behalf of the management team, also wish Miss Danielle Casey the best of luck in her future endeavors, and that she will always be part of the Maricopa fabric and family, and we will see her back at our grand openings and ribbon cuttings, because she was so integral in many of the wonderful projects that we're going to be celebrating as we approach our 10th year anniversary. So just again, thank you, Danielle. It's been a pleasure to work with her over the past couple of years, and she's going to go far. So I'm excited that we can say, hey, we worked with her at one point in time, because she's a superstar. And so best of luck to you, and from our hearts, we will miss you very much. And with her departure, I'd like to turn on a happier note and welcome a couple of new people. First, as you know, Bob Goodhue has been serving as our Development Services Interim Director, and as of yesterday, he's joined our staff as our permanent Development Services Director, so I'd like to officially welcome him here at the public meeting and say thank you for joining our team. And we convinced him, he was only going to work here for a little while and then skedaddle, and we convinced him to stick around, so we're very excited to have him on our team. So thank you, Bob, for joining us. We appreciate you. And then we also had somebody start yesterday, a new purchasing coordinator, which makes our purchasing manager very happy. And she's a wonderful new addition to our staff. Her name is Leah Henley. And so I'd like to ask her to stand, if we could just give her, Kenley, Leah Kenley. Welcome aboard. And I would like to, Mayor, if you are okay with, turn the time over to Jennifer Campbell, our Community Services Director, that would like to give you an update on our Great American Barbecue, our July 4th celebration.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just want to give you an update on the Great American Barbecue. As you know, that's going to be a little bit over a month away, so we're very excited. Staff has been diligently planning and working with a lot of community members to go ahead and get this event up and running. First, I want to say a big thank you to Ruben. Ruben managed to put together a wonderful new website specifically for this event. So not only do we have the city website where you can find great information about everything going on in the city, this is an event-specific website. You will be able to see a map of where all of the events will take place, lineups, who's performing, what things cost. Miss Brenda Campbell did a phenomenal job of frequently asked questions, and there's about like 40 of them, so literally, if you have a question, we have an answer. It is up there. This way, the public is completely informed on when to show up, where they can get a ride on the shuttle, what band is playing, when are the fireworks going off. We'll even have food vendors as they come in listed. One of the things that we've been working diligently with the Economic Development Department is sponsorship. So hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, when we have another meeting, I will be able to tell you some of the sponsors that have come on board as well. So we're very excited. Some of the aspects of this event is we'll have a water zone for the kids, which will have water slides, and a couple dry bouncers in case parents don't want to put the wet kid in the minivan. We'll also have a great band, Shallow Water, that'll be playing. They're a Great Valley band that's opened up for the B-52s and played the Rock and Roll Marathon, so they'll be here, and we'll get to rock and roll the night away with them as well. We will also have food vendors. There will be Americana games, kind of something going back to, something that you did when you were a kid and picnic. We'll have volleyball, three-legged races, pie eating contests for anyone who's hungry. So it should be a good time. And of course, we will cap off the wonderful evening with about a 20 to 25-minute fireworks show. So again, the event will be on July 4th from 6 to 10 at wonderful Pecana Park. So we are just really excited, and every 2 weeks, we'll be giving you updates, so we're excited for the public to take part in this. If anyone has any interest in becoming a business, food vendor, there's a nonprofit out there that wants to partner or sponsorship, Brenda Campbell is available at area code 520-316-6963. She actually told me I could give that number out, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Thank you, City Manager Fisher. And again, Danielle, we're going to miss you, so I told you I wasn't going to let you go, but I had to, so thank you so much. One last thing here before we move on to call the public. I did skip a page here and forgot to announce the fact that if you haven't been by the Copper Sky project, you need to take a trip down there. It's looking really good. The stuff is going up. The acoustic panels are up. The gymnasium is being framed. You can see the first floor activity rooms. Sidewalks are being poured. The lake is being filled with 17.8 million gallons of water. So this is surface water supplied to the Central Arizona project and delivered through Maricopa Stansville Irrigation District. And so, yeah, don't drink it, but it is nice that we have it. We're also going to have some really neat catfish and bluegill, rainbow trout, largemouth bass in there. And it's going to be the city's first catch and release and actually catch and keep lake. So it's going to be the only one in the region, as I understand it. So that's pretty exciting. So I know there's a lot of anglers out there who would love to get going on that here pretty quick. So, well, great. With that, let's move to the call to the public. If you'd like to come up and address us, that'd be wonderful. This is your opportunity. Mike, just state your name for everybody.
Yes, my name is Mike Ritchie, address 21542 North John Wayne Parkway. I'm here representing the Chamber of Commerce. Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Farrell, City Council members, City staff. I'm quite pleased to be here this evening to introduce to you our new management leadership team. We've hired not one executive, but two. Our new Chief Operating Officer, Marla Lewis, and just like to ask Marla to stand at this point. So welcome to Marla Lewis.
Welcome.
And our new CEO, the president CEO, is Dave Moss. Dave is almost fresh off a stint as the same office of the Surprise Regional Chamber of Commerce, where over the past few years he's been responsible for a major turnaround in that organization. Since January, the Chamber of Commerce has been stating that we wanted to have a complete new reset, to reinvent ourselves, to create the Chamber of Commerce 2.0, and Dave Moss is the right guy to do that. So I'd like to introduce and then have him say a few words. Dave Moss, our new CEO.
Great.
Mayor, members of council, I'm really excited to be here. I guess I join Bob and Leah as the newbies that are completely overshadowed by the unbelievable send-off. Danielle, I'm disappointed I'm not going to get to know you, but if that send-off is any indication, you're going to accomplish amazing things in Scottsdale, so I wish you the best as well. I'm really excited to be here. When we started in Surprise, we ran into a lot of the fun challenges that you're running into down here. And as I'm looking around town, as I wander through and hear some of the things and the projects you're doing, I see this parallel with Surprise in a lot of ways. But strangely enough, a lot of the things you're experiencing, about 45,000 people with the industry moving in, with healthcare, with higher ed, with all these other great things, it took Surprise until we had 110, 120,000 people. So you're really just moving quickly, and I just commend you at the city and the staff and the chiefs who I've got to know now as well, just all doing a wonderful job. I'm excited to be here. The Chamber of Commerce is going to be one of the most dynamic chambers of commerce in the state of Arizona. We don't play in a small pool, we're thinking statewide. It has the potential to do incredible things and to represent this business community. A thriving and dynamic community needs a strong and dynamic Chamber of Commerce that doesn't simply watch idly by as businesses need help, but actually leads the way and gives them the support and the help as well. So as we engage in that and begin to bring in business services, networking opportunities, visibility, as well as civic engagement with advocacy programs and things like that, I'll really be looking out to each of you for some support, some counsel, and some guidance. And so I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks, and hopefully you'll take my calls and respond to an email, and I look forward to chatting with each and every one of you. But thank you so much. I'm excited for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Paul?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I just wanted to make a note that on May 30th, coming up at 6 o'clock, the Arizona Corporation Commissioner, hopefully all 5 members, will be down in Maricopa receiving public comment on the global water rate case. It's good to have them down and receiving that comment directly from us coming to our neighborhood. That's so important. Again, the date is May 30th. 6 p.m. at the Maricopa Wells Middle School, and that'll be a Thursday night. So we look forward to everyone coming down and having a chance to share what they'd like to share with the Corporation Commission on the global water rate case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Patty?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I come to you this evening as a private citizen. This coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Everyone enjoys the long weekend, but I want to remind you all that Monday is Memorial Day, and that is the day that the Veterans Center is sponsoring or is holding a flag-raising ceremony at 8 o'clock Monday morning. The public is welcome to come to it, and please remember all of our veterans and everyone who has served us. So hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. and Mrs. Wade.
Hi, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. I'm Gail Randolph, and I'm from 42581 West Chamayo. And of course, you guys know Henry Wade. We're here this evening representing NID Housing Counseling Agency, and we're a nonprofit agency that helps families and consumers with their homes, home preservation, and foreclosure counseling. We offer free services to any consumer that would like for us to assist. We're here this evening because we're bringing a couple of agencies with us, as well as the state of Arizona, because there's some new programs for housing preservation and foreclosure issues that Maricopa may not be familiar with. We've hosted these events before. We were here a couple of months ago, and unfortunately only 10 people showed up. And I know from our past experiences in reference to our family in Maricopa, we're here to help. So on June 1st, we're offering foreclosure counseling from 6 in the morning till 12 noon. If we need to stay later, we'll stay later. Henry and I are known to be the last ones out. We're doing counseling in the dark and in the parking lot, wherever we need to help. So I'll have that day, we'll be there with my agency, and there's 2 other agencies, also the state of Arizona will also be there as well. We're going to be at Skies of Blue, which is a couple of doors down from the library. We'll be setting up at 6, and we'll be having consumers come from 7 to 1. Just so you know, you don't have to be late to come to counseling. There are some programs that started May 1st. A lot of us are upside down underwater with our properties. We're not late. So please tell friends and family that they can come whether they're late or not. A lot of times, the families that are on time don't seek counseling, but through the state of Arizona, they're actually doing principal reduction. I had a family the other day, we took $150,000 off their principal, and we got rid of the second. So please, tell family, friends, if it's yourself, church family, extended family, because we really need to help folks here in Maricopa. Our office is in Phoenix, and a couple of weeks ago, I had 4 people all in 1 week called from Maricopa. So as a courtesy, I took their applications. I didn't have them drive or anything, but please help us get families in there. We're going to run, we'll put it on the calendar in Maricopa because of funding. Unfortunately, I don't have money to run ads, but we just wanted to do a call to the public today to let the community know we're out there to help, okay? So thank you very much. I left flyers out here. The consumer needs to make an appointment, or they can call my office directly, Gail Randolph, and that's 602-685-1056, and I'll be glad to leave flyers out there for you guys. Do you have any questions?
Questions,
Good.
council? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Mayor, council members, several meetings ago, we were discussing the education opportunities here in the city of Maricopa, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here for the presentation that was made by the Ak-Chin community, but I want to thank you all, council members. I had asked for you to kind of challenge you to reach out, and unbeknownst to me, you're already doing that, and I certainly appreciate it, and I come before you to say thank you as a citizen, and just knowing that you are focused on what the task was, brought our neighbors to the table, which will help our community as well. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wade.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, everyone. My name is Ellen Buddington, and I am the Lifestyle Director for the Tortosa community here in Maricopa, and I am terrified of speaking in public. Thank you, Mr. Kimball. But anyway, I just wanted to cordially invite everyone in the city on behalf of the Tortosa Homeowners Association to our Dog Day Saturday on Saturday, June 1st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So all you animal lovers, bring your leashes, a baggie, and your favorite animal or animals, and come out to the Tortosa Community Park at the end of Honeycutt, just about as far as you can go. On this morning, we will have rabies and licensing clinics, reduced microchipping, rescue and pet adoptions. The Maricopa Police Department has been kind enough to offer some canine demonstrations, free gourmet doggy treats, homemade doggy scarves, and doggy nail trimming, animal therapy, as well as great raffles and local animal vendors. And this is a free event. Again, we just want everybody in the community to come out, all you animal lovers again. Please come out and join us. Donations are welcome, and proceeds are all going to the Maricopa Dog Park Alliance. Great. Thank you very much. Oh, and if you have any questions, call me at 520-423-9706. Again, Ellen Buddington with the Tortosa HOA. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one, we'll go ahead and close the call to the public, move on to the minutes. Minutes 7.1, 7.2. Have a motion to approve, please. Have a motion and a second, correct? Have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. This time, we have no public hearings, and move on to the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent, please?
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to our only item on the agenda tonight. That's item 10.1. Mayor and City Council shall discuss and possibly take action on City Manager Brenda Fisher's annual performance evaluation and salary as per the City Manager's employment contract. This is for discussion and action. We also have a speaker card, Rebecca Molis, and we'll probably invite Rebecca up after Brenda presents, unless you would like to go first, Rebecca. So Brenda, why don't you go ahead and present, and then we'll go to Rebecca.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. It's my honor to be before you this evening, celebrating my second anniversary with the city, as well as marking the past year's performance. And one of the things I mentioned last year, and it stands true this year, there's no I in team. What I'm presenting to you this evening are accomplishments really made by the city, by the entire team, by the council, by everybody. We are all in this together, and the accomplishments are not anything done by me. My role is simply to lead and encourage staff, make sure they have what they need, the resources to achieve your and the city's goals, acknowledge their successes, and I sometimes add and get out of their way, because they're very good at their jobs, and so sometimes the best thing I can do is just let them fly and do their thing. So at all levels, I thought you should know you're served by professional, smart, hardworking, loyal, and dedicated city staff who deserve and have our respect and appreciation. So with that, I just want to go through a few things that were talked about during my last performance appraisal that have been achieved to date. First is council-related goals, which is, of course, your strategic plan. The strategic plan that the city puts together and all components within that plan is our roadmap to success for you in the city. And so we have achieved that. Some of the components have been done. Some of them are longer-term components, so they're ongoing. We've also implemented a council orientation program because we had some change in council, as you all know. That's been completed. We implemented some council-requested programs. I listed a few up there. There's too many to list, but you had come to us with some special projects that were near and dear to you individually, and so we as staff have implemented those, and many of those have now become part of our culture going forward, which is exciting. And we've also initiated the process and are working with the council subcommittee on creating a council code of ethics. That is in progress and ongoing. For citywide and infrastructure goals, we have advanced the regional planning efforts for flood control on the various washes throughout our city. That is in progress and ongoing, again, a multi-year effort, but we've made significant progress in that area. We've advanced capital projects, including City Hall, the Police Administration Building, the Copper Sky Recreational Complex. So the two projects that are there, of course, is the park and the Multi-Generational Aquatic Center. Lexington Park, which is our first Heritage District city-produced park. Fire Station 572, got that out of a trailer. We're under construction right now with that. Fire Station 575 is opened and Phase 2 is beginning, as well as starting construction on our Public Works Yard and Fire Administration. So a lot of key capital improvement projects have occurred and have been completed over the past year. We've earned the designation of Playful City for the first time. Congratulations again to the Youth Council and our Community Services Department for that. We're working very diligently to look at bringing floodplain management from the county into the city, which will help us really have control over our future destiny. So that's in progress, long-term project ongoing. We're updating the city's general plan, as well as updating the development impact fees, all of which is in the works. As you know, you've approved agenda items to get those processes begun. We completed over the last year an annexation to the southeast, which gains a foothold for our future growth, and we've done that wisely where we didn't annex too much that we were unable to support, but enough to allow our growth and ensure that we can achieve our general plan's boundaries at some point in the future. So that was an exciting accomplishment. We implemented our first city's business incubator program, and that is ongoing, as you know, with MCE. Our business park feasibility study has been completed, and we're doing additional work on that, and we welcome Dignity Health to our city. So we're very excited on those citywide goals and achievements. As far as organizational goals, we've done a lot internally under my leadership, including auditing the Development Services Department to look at its structure, make sure it's operating efficiently. That's completed, and we're in the process of implementing many of those things. Negotiated and implemented the police and fire MOUs. We celebrated that, I think, at the last meeting, so that's been completed. Audit the Information Technology Division to ensure their proper structure and a plan for future need as well as their operation, and that is in the process. We'll be bringing those findings and recommendations to you in July. Recruit and fill key management positions. Just like we bid farewell to Ms. Casey this evening, we bid hello to Mr. Goodhue. So we've had some high-level management positions, and you've heard me say all the time, you can't deliver A services without A players on our team. And so we've been very fortunate to attract excellent staff. And over the last year, we've hired an economic development director, a community services director, a development services director, a development services assistant director, and a library manager who we will be announcing very shortly after the contingencies of that offer have been met. So some very key positions have been filled. Excited about that. We've implemented employee service award and recognition programs, trying to boost morale and and to keep those A players that I mentioned by encouraging them through merit increases and other things to reward them for their performance. Implemented some mandatory citywide training to ensure that we're not discriminatory, that we have equality, ethics, sensitivity to all those things have been implemented, and those again are going to be continuous programs that we do. Merit-based performance plan has been very touted by our employees, again, trying to keep those A players, keep them satisfied, try to retain the performance in employees that we currently have. New performance measures is organizationally wide so that we can measure what we're doing. It's really important to be able to say how many employees per population we have and how many library checkouts we have, because those numbers quantify for us the need for future services, or if they dip, the need to cut back in those services. So that's very important. And last but not least is to advance the police department's accreditation process. And I know our fire department is progressing with that as well, so I should have added police and fire accreditation process. We've had some lofty financial goals achieved over the past year, including identifying and addressing our ongoing structural deficit with the new finance director. He's just done a fabulous job, although he's coming up on a year and a half. It goes by fast, doesn't it? And so we've presented options to you as a council to mitigate that structural deficit and ensure that we're living within our means, basically. Our fiscal year 12-13 budget, which is the budget we're in right now, addressed the structural deficit, separated the CIP from the operating fund, which is a best practice, and the planned expenditures were less this year than the anticipated revenues, excluding contingency. We earned awards for the city's financial documents. One award was the first for the city. We've reduced overtime in both our police and fire departments. We're pursuing our city's first bond rating with the rating agencies, which we expect to have back in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be celebrating with big fanfare. And we've updated the city's financial policies. Furthermore, we've had some communication goals achieved. We've effectively communicated not only with you, council, but with staff, citizens, businesses, fellow agencies, and the media, trying to build strong relations and instill confidence in how our local government is operating and managed. Transitioned the city's dispatch services from Pinal County to the town of Buckeye. Not only was that a savings, but it improved service. And we've also put in a plan for the out years of how we will eventually make that a city-operated function, which will, again, improve service. We've improved the content and layout of our website, so it's got a whole new look, and that was done with citizen input and committees, so that's very exciting. And the lovely thing about websites is they are a living, breathing communication tool, so we can change it, so it's why it's listed as ongoing. It's constantly being updated. One thing tonight that you saw was the Great American Barbecue page that's been added. So we're really making the most of that communication tool. We've also implemented new publications for the city, including the new resident guide and the community report, both of which have been highly well received. As far as the goals going forward, year 3 is the last year of my current contract with the City Council. It goes through May 2014, and some of the goals that I listed there, of course, you're free to add to them, are to advance the previously mentioned ongoing projects, make sure that they don't collect dust and aren't advanced, so keep those going. Continue to provide excellent service on all day-to-day city services and operations. Advance your council strategic plan, making sure that we're again, keeping that alive and well, and that we're making progress and reporting back to you. Continuing the strong fiscal management of all city funds, not just the general fund, but all funds, and oversee the successful opening of all those facilities I previously mentioned while we celebrate our 10-year anniversary. So with that, Mr. Mayor and Council, I conclude my presentation on the organization's accomplishments under my leadership for the past year and open it up to questions and comments.
Let's actually move to Danielle, and we're going to go to you, Rebecca.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, you thought you played me off already, but no. I've asked permission to please have the floor just to add a little bit more content to this item, and I'm actually speaking on behalf of the leadership team. While Brenda's presentation is her own report outlining the accomplishments and activities over the past year, it doesn't encompass all of the thoughts and feelings of the collective leadership and executive team. So on behalf of that group, just a couple of quick comments. She's led the city in the past year through a complicated budget process under very challenging fiscal realities, as we know, while avoiding significant negative impact on morale. I can tell you the feeling in City Hall and with this team and what they've seen with their staff is people are not panicking and screaming and terrified. They understand the realities and the seriousness, but she's really worked hard to keep employees feeling confident and safe in their positions, and knowing that the city leadership team cares. She's found ways to reward employees while ensuring accountability through the rollout of the merit program, and then supporting staff activities that help them grow, such as supporting the police chief in his attendance at the FBI National Academy, which has also benefited the community in great recognition as to the caliber of people that we have in Maricopa. She's faced obstacles in which she chose to take the harder road in alliance with the ICMA Code of Ethics to protect city staff. She's provided staff opportunities to learn and grow by allowing them to take on new projects and guidance, with her guidance and mentorship, and so some things that we really appreciated. I know some staff have been able to work on special council projects, like, veterans events and things like that, and I've had the opportunity personally to work on some of the audits that we've done in departments. New experiences for me, new talents and skills, and she's wants us to grow and learn and do more things, and so tremendously supportive in that regard. She's hired highly qualified, high-performing members of the executive team. I think that goes kind of without saying, but I can say that for them. They can't all say that for themselves. Easier for me to say for them. She's recognized and leveraged unique styles, skills, and diversity of the team to help the city be effective. And this came from a comment one of the members of the leadership team made to me saying, she's found a way, even though we're very different and unique, and personalities are quite divergent, to utilize that and to channel it and to get the energy in the right area and make it beneficial to the community. So I think she's very good in directing her team in that way. She's ensured a very well-defined communication process between staff and council, clarifying how we communicate through those channels, and also between the city manager's office and all of staff, making sure that city staff citywide get the message and the information about what's going on. Something as simple as, every time we hire a new employee, we tell everybody and we celebrate it. And that's something that has come directly from Brenda and her direction, making sure that we do that and we welcome people with open arms and bring them in, very happy to be part of the team. And she's also worked to establish a very quality city brand. So the publications like the community report and some of these other things, they're guiding documents. When we take them out there in public and people see them, they go, wow, Maricopa's really got it together. You guys are professionals. You know what we're doing. And that doesn't just help the city and her, but it does help all the professionals sitting here leading the organization. It makes them look good, and then the city looks good. This is locally and nationally. And so just a couple quotes. These did not come from me. These were members of the team not to be named, but these are direct quotes. One leadership team member said, over the past 24 months, life in Maricopa as an executive team member has changed 300% for the better due to council's very perceptive, incisive, and wise hiring of City Manager Fisher. Another different employee said she is very focused on the task at hand, but never forgets the human side of business. And then last but not least, we had a quote saying, her willingness to trust her staff's recommendations and take calculated risks has led to great returns. So I'd like to echo all of those comments. I really appreciate you letting me make these. And I got to say as well, it's been an absolute and tremendous pleasure to work with City Manager Fisher. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Appreciate it. Rebecca.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. My name is Rebecca Mullis, a resident of the City of Maricopa residing at 43392 West Walner Drive. I just wanted to say a few words regarding our wonderful City Manager, Brenda Fisher. I believe Brenda Fisher has been a guiding light for the City of Maricopa and the City of Maricopa staff since she came here. As a citizen, I am proud and honored to have her as our City Manager. Brenda Fisher is the true meaning of a leader. She has been blessed with a gift that can't be taught, and that is the way she interacts with others. Brenda genuinely cares about the employees, residents, business owners of the City of Maricopa, and is approachable, uplifting, and extremely caring listener. Anytime there's a change in leadership in an organization, you tend to see change amongst employees. In the City of Maricopa, we have had employees leave, but look at the jobs they left for. It is natural to want to promote in your field, and many left for great opportunities and career advancement. At the same time, we need to look at the high-quality employees we have gained because of change. I am thankful that we are not stagnant and that we continue to be greater as we introduce new ideas and ways of doing things. The City of Maricopa is not business as usual. We continue to grow and evolve, and much of that is attributed to Brenda Fisher. I admire, look up to, respect, and aspire to be the leader that Brenda Fisher is. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, council, we're back to questions, comments, concerns, thoughts. I'll open it up to you. Yes, Councilman Chapados.
Couldn't have said it better myself. As another newbie, kind of, yesterday was my 6-month anniversary on council. And part of what makes the job easier is having somebody that you can go to that is willing to not only show you the way, but lead you. And Brenda has certainly done that. Sorry. But I just want to thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. Thoughts?
As not one of the newbies. I'm going to take it on myself. I'm so glad we selected you. And I think Vice Mayor and I are one of the only original council members that selected you. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished, and I'm very glad to have you here. Thank you.
The item before us here is her annual performance evaluation and salary. As you know, as an employee, Brenda also qualifies for the merit program, in which if it exceeds expectations, or what is it, the near expectations, it's a 2.5%. If it exceeds expectations, it's 5%, as all of our employees are on. So basically, council needs to decide tonight if they have questions, concerns, thoughts on that, as well as any additional comments or thoughts that should be vocalized publicly. So I open it back up to you, council.
And given the grading, she exceeded expectations, right? If I did my math correctly, so I would assume she merits the meritorious increase.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay, so to be clear, at what percent if you're throwing out
Exceeds, right?
5%?
There you go.
Okay.
Is that a motion?
Well, so first and a second, at this time, any further discussion? I'd just like to say that, I obviously haven't been on the council as long as some, and, certainly haven't had the knowledge of what some of you, Vice Mayor especially, having been on the council since its origination, and you've seen a lot, and, but I have seen it from the audience perspective, and I have seen it from the outside. And, I've also learned that I think everybody is here at a time for a reason. I think that at this time, that the council made an excellent decision with City Manager Fisher. And I would argue the fact that, as I have discussed many a times with the city manager, that we don't always agree on everything, and that can be a very good thing. The city manager and I oftentimes sit down in a room and we brainstorm. We try and come up with ways to stump each other and ways to figure out ways around things, and I think it leads to a more intellectual decision overall as ways forward. I'm very appreciative for that as someone who doesn't just come in gun blazing and not listening, because I think that would not fulfill the role of a city manager, as it is always a tug of war between executive and legislative. But I would also agree with the motion that's on the table, that I think that if we want our staff to perform highly, then we should be demanding that of our city manager. And I think that in the comments, reading through the evaluations, looking at the numbers that are public for everyone to view, I think that our staff should also want to emulate what the leader of that staff is doing. And so I would also concur that I believe that City Manager Fisher has merited and exceeds expectations, especially in these first 2 years. It's hard to come in and make changes anywhere you go, and I think that when you look at the caliber of people that have come on in the form of directors, and just staff in general, I think that we're moving towards a culture that is something that each citizen of this community can be proud of. And so I would continue to say keep going, don't stop. You're not perfect, neither are any of us, and that's a good thing, but at the same time, I would echo the comments that have been made thus far. So, yes?
I'm looking at Dennis over there. I think he wants me to amend the motion to approve the evaluation and the 5%.
Okay. So we have an amended motion. We have a first and a second on the amended. Any further discussion at this time? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously.
Just would like to say thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. It's an honor, and also to thank my staff, for they are truly the ones who have achieved the things I presented tonight. So thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, I believe we are finished with our E-session, correct? And may I have a motion to adjourn council meeting tonight?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.